everybody. Welcome back to our channel, Red Bull Coffee and Crime. It's your girl, Red Bull, here. And we have coffee. And we have a special guest, 50 Shades of Faith. How are you guys?
Hello.
We are good.
We are wonderful. We are ready.
Besides the fact that you guys thought we were live. And I didn't.
It's a good thing we weren't because we were cursing.
It's okay. It's okay. So this case was recommended by a sub, and it's a case that we've never heard of, which is crazy.
Insane.
Sad. Yeah, because it's horrible. Like,
Wretched. Evil.
and it just happened, like February 2023.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
That is crazy.
And,
So-
but, oh, sorry, Lexi.
Oh no, go ahead.
Good,
Go ahead.
Lexi, I think we figured out why.
Yeah.
Right?
In which most, it's sad, but this is what happens. They throw it under the rug and, sweep it under the rug. And it's, the CPS fucks up, the police fuck up,
Yep.
and they don't want it to turn into this whole big media frenzy and everybody, it's so sad.
Yeah.
Corruption.
Yeah.
So, this is a story of a precious, sweet, loving child who loved to be around his brothers and he loved the park. He really wanted to be loved. He didn't seem to understand what love is, like, or was, when his aunt would shower him with hugs and kisses, which she found so sad. Hey, Barbara, how are you, girl? Ethan, who, like all children, did not deserve to go through what he went through, which was pure torture. Ethan Belcher was just 5 years old when he was found dead January 22nd in a Detroit house. They now call it the House of Horror. His mother, Valerie Hamilton, and stepfather, Shane Shelton, were charged with murder, torture, and child abuse in connection with Ethan's death and the alleged abuse of his 3-year-old brother.
Alleged my ass, but continue.
Yeah. These monsters would beat them, force them to remain in the basement of this house, which was filled with sewage water, feces.
These awful conditions.
This house,
Guys, just because I'm a little slow, how old was the poor child that passed?
5.
Oh,
And he had a 3-year-old brother who suffered the same beatings and was hospitalized. They didn't think he was going to make it, and he did. God.
Yeah.
oh my God. They were the
Really?
same age as Orion and Caleb when Orion passed.
isn't that?
It's just awful.
It's awful. We've never heard this.
And they had so many calls to CPS, so many calls to police, and they did nothing.
Yep,
Nothing.
nothing.
That's why we didn't hear about this case,
Yep.
because they swept it under the rug. And
And
now they want to play, oh, we gonna get you. We gonna give you life. Oh, now you care.
Yeah. It's. In this house, it was described as like it's between an abandoned home. You guys will get to see it, but it's like an abandoned home and a construction site.
Oh my God.
CPS had been called many times before baby
Yeah.
Ethan's death.
Yeah.
They first called CPS sometime before Ethan turned 2. He was really skinny when relatives saw him. They would count,
Malnourished.
they could count every rib.
Oh my gosh.
That's how
There's no excuse for that.
No, could you imagine? Under 2 years old, you could count his ribs.
Oh.
The pictures are horrible. It's so sad. So, and CPS told them that he was not malnourished, and they closed the case in 2021.
Oh, so what? He had an eating disorder?
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like Baby Levi. They said that what was that, Garnett, that they tried to say?
Failure to thrive.
Yeah. And
Oh my gosh.
he had, he had that.
The tongue thing.
The tongue tie.
That's right. Tongue tied. He was tongue tied, is what they said.
What
Yeah,
does that matter?
yeah. It's for these people come up with the most stupidest things ever.
Yeah,
But
because
yet,
tongue tied, if a baby's tongue tied, your doctors should have caught that. Now, that's a whole other story.
but wouldn't they put in a stomach, like a place for you to insert like a feeding tube?
Yeah, if they couldn't fix it, that's what I'm saying. There's no way that in today's medical world,
Right.
any doctor
Hinky,
would have let
hinky,
that go.
hinky. Yeah.
Yeah, they
No
didn't take
way.
him to the doctor. He
Hinky as hell.
so when his aunt took Ethan to the hospital, um, hi Ethan's mother brought him to the aunt. He was beaten from head to toe.
Oh
He
my
had
goodness.
welts all over his head. His eye was swollen and almost split open. His hand was so swollen and bruised across his ribs, legs, and buttocks. He could hardly sit on it. Lincoln Park police investigated and they even sent a warrant request for a child abuse charge to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office in October 2021. Prosecutors returned the warrant to police in February 2022 and asked them to conduct further investigation. Well, they got that year wrong because he passed. Oh, no, never mind. The request never went any further. Chief Raymond Waters told the news that Ethan suffered minor injuries in 20
Minor.
minor.
So his eyes swollen to the point of almost busting open.
Hmm.
His hand is also overly swollen. His butt is so bruised that he can't sit on it.
Yeah,
And this all results to minor abuse.
yeah.
Yeah, I bet if it was that chief's child, it would be way more than minor.
Oh, yeah, it definitely would be. He said that these were minor in 2021 and prosecutors denied the warrant request. Miller also said prosecutors never denied the request. They failed him too. They just ignored it, swept it under the rug. Every time family members tried to protect those kids, the aunt said CPS would hand them right back to the parents. She also said the kids were taken from Hamilton and Shelton at least twice, but they gave them right back. And when the aunt and Shelton's sister would call, wait, they said she called CPS 8 times,
Oh my
and
gosh.
they didn't even have the address sometimes, so the complaints were just ignored.
What state are we in?
Detroit, Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah. So if they would have
8
not
times.
swept this under the rug, then on that Sunday, police they would have never been called to the home. It was 14660 block of Spring Garden Street in Detroit. And this is where Ethan was found. He was taken to the hospital and later died. So Ethan and his little brother, when they went to the hospital, Ethan had more than 100 cigarette burns. He even had
Oh
a
my
missing toe. He had bruises all over his face. He had bruises in the shape of loops on his body, indicating that the object, like a cord, was used,
Mm.
and multiple abrasions. One of his toes had gangrene and was rotting and black. His aunt also said that this was from frostbite. The 3-year-old had frostbite toes as well.
Oh, from that fucking basement.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I know, Faye. Please don't be offended.
I muted myself because you don't want to hear what I have to say. I'm so angry right now. Like, are you out? Are these? Oh. That's how I get.
I know.
Like,
I know. Like, why? Why? What is the reasoning behind this? How does this happen?
It happens because I think that there needs to be more people open-minded that accept children from people who say I can't take care. It's people need to be able to say with freedom and without judgment, I don't want my children.
I can't do
it.
this. Yes.
they also keep. I mean, they keep these kids, like in Anthony Avelos's case. They kept them because of the money. They
Right.
Yeah.
wanted the kids because of the benefits. They lived off of these welfare checks, and that's the only reason.
Right. But
that
see, well,
Anthony
here's the thing. But
parents.
if they didn't have to pay child support anymore to these people, you know what I'm saying? Like there needs to be
Yeah.
more places that are
Yes.
open to say, hey, you know what? You're not a bad mother for not wanting your kids and we're not bonding. Thank you for giving up your children instead of murdering or beating them. Thank you for saying that you can't handle it or you need a break. Thank
Right.
you.
Right.
Like
And make
we
that
need to,
okay. Make that acceptable. What
yes.
is wrong with saying, hey, you know what? I got in way over my head. There wasn't a manual. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Help
Yeah.
me
Mhm.
Yes.
without
As
judgment.
advanced as a society that we are, that should be okay.
Yeah.
It should be okay. Because look at what
Especially in
age
a
can prevent.
society,
Yeah.
especially in
Oh,
a society where we are definitely limiting our options after we get pregnant.
right. Right. Yes.
These children in the basement, there were like plywood. It was plywood walls, boards over the windows, no curtains covering.
See, didn't you say it was like condemned or next to a construction site? Like,
Yeah, it looked like you guys want to see the. Do you have the video? Do you have the house in the video?
no, I don't. I just have
Okay,
I
let
have news reports in the video.
me show you. Let me
Sorry,
See,
guys.
no, your dog has something to say. He's like, I got something to say.
right.
He's saying, I'll eat those adults because I like kids.
Yeah, poor babies. You're right, Barbara. Poor babies.
Hold on.
And you're right. They should have done something instead of waiting. You're
First,
right.
there are no extra fees for premium or self-employed
Yeah,
taxes. because
it's
of-
ridiculous.
This is the house.
Okay,
where
this is the
Belcher
house.
spent his final moments. Police say that his parents beat him to death. Loved ones say that the couple
Oh yeah, you could see the board.
brother constantly
Good grief.
trying to get him
Okay,
out of this
that's
house.
where they stayed.
We want to know what it takes to prevent future tragedies like the one that happened under this roof. Exposed plywood walls, boards
Good
over some
grief.
windows, and no curtains
That's not
covering
Appalachian
others.
Mountains.
One look at this house on Spring.
And yeah, it's snowing. It's so cold. Could you? Why?
No. And how could you drive by knowing there are children there and not stop and be like, hey?
Well,
Like-
that's another problem, Faye.
But
Is that-
CPS walking in there would know that.
You would think. But also, you
would.
see a family living like this, and instead of the community coming in and saying, can we help you? Everybody just kicks them.
But
know.
CPS would bring like electric heaters in. If there's
Yes,
a
they
fireplace,
should
would
have.
bring in wood. They would bring shit in like that. Like why? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
they would. They dropped the ball big time.
Garden, and it is hard to believe anyone lived here. But the bikes and toys in the front yard show children did. It's
Oh.
also home to the unthinkable. A
What
suspected
children?
case of child
The
abuse which led to
5-year-old?
the death of a 5-year-old boy.
How
It's
many kids
heartbreaking.
are we
want
talking?
every child to have kind
Hold
of
on.
a happy, healthy child.
There was another, like there was a 6-year-old that was also there, but I don't know why they don't bring him up as much. But he is
I
with the
saw a
aunt.
girl's bike.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a girl or boy. Let me read.
Oh,
Hold
sorry,
on.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm nosy as hell.
Oh no,
Because,
hold on. It's a 6-year-old.
No, and those pictures are absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, the thought of
Oh, no,
one
wait till
child
you
being
see-
in that home.
Wait till you see the pictures of what this child looked like.
yeah, we're gonna do it. An 18. It's good. I gave her. I think we should do it at 18 and over, so
Hold on, let me.
she can share fully.
5-year-old. Where is the part where the aunt says that she has the 6-year-old with her? Hold on.
So we,
And,
Lexi,
and you know,
go ahead, honey.
we've talked about it before, and you haven't been involved, so this will be something that I want your opinion on. But all right, so the aunt called 8 times in 3 years. Is that what I'm hearing?
Sophie, girl. Huh? The aunt called the whole. I mean, it doesn't say when, but there was 8 calls, and then
All
they
right.
were taken away twice. Um,
And
but
then returned.
they were handed back. Hold on, I'm trying to. Alyssa, girl, can you
Finish the video, baby girl. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, no, because now I'm like wondering where. Okay, hold on.
Childhood.
Melanie Richards is the director of Kids Talk Children's Advocacy Center. It's one organization people can turn to for help with abused children.
Look at
In
him.
order to report something, you only have to have a suspicion.
And that is an older
We know when
child
you
that's
make a
beside
report, It's
him.
really helpful if you do not remain anonymous. There are strict laws about what information can be released, about who's making a report.
Detroit police say over the weekend, Ethan Belcher's mom and stepfather beat him to death and hurt his 3-year-old
Barbara.
brother.
Get it.
Fox 2 spoke to his
Amen,
aunt
Barbara.
Wednesday.
This baby suffered some very severe abuse through his life. And I tried to report it last year.
That's the aunt.
Now, do we know if that's the mother's sister or the father's sister?
It's the mother's sister.
Okay.
I had pictures. I took them to the hospital myself.
Ashley Belcher says she tried to get
Look at
Ethan
this.
out of his parents'
Screw
custody,
you,
but was
Ashley.
denied. She filed a
Right.
police report with Lincoln Park Police in 2021. In a statement, the Lincoln Park Police chief tells Fox 2, quote, "Everyone was saddened to hear about Ethan, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. We did have an incident in 2021 where Ethan suffered some minor injuries, and CPS had placed the children."
Screw you,
The chief went on
CPS.
to say an investigation was conducted and a warrant request was sent to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office
Sorry.
for review. Unfortunately, the
I just
warrant
get so
was
mad.
denied. But a spokeswoman for the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office
Look at
says
that.
the warrant wasn't denied. It was sent back for
It's a
further
shack.
investigation and never returned.
And it's so.
More than a year
Stop
later,
that.
Ethan Belcher's death will traumatize his relatives.
Stop what? Making
Now-
fun? Oh.
Well, we do need to stop and talk about the videos. I just wanted to point out in that little bit that we watched, it definitely was a fact that warrant wasn't served. They couldn't. Didn't respond. Now that doesn't mean that it went to the wrong address. It just means that they didn't answer that little slip that you get in the mailbox from the post office.
Look at
Oh
that.
my God.
Now, why, when that wasn't answered, didn't they contact CPS and say, look, they're not responding to the warrant, so you need to go back out there and check again?
Look at that.
How do you explain that? You realize, here's the thing. Children are
Guys.
No,
closer.
it says Miller said the prosecutors, like the
Denied the
prosecutors
request.
returned the
Check this
warrant
out.
to the
Children-
police.
Children are closer to the ground than we are. So when a child gets hurt like that, it's hard when their bones get broken. And keep in mind, their bones are soft. So when a child's bone gets broken, or when they show up with black
Oh, here
eyes
it
or
is.
things like that, it's hard to explain.
Here it
It's-
is. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The 6-year-old nephew, Ethan's older brother, who is now living with her. So I guess it was another okay. The 6-year-old was close to Ethan. They were born on the same day, a year apart. So I guess it was another
Wow.
little boy.
So she had 3 boys.
Okay, sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're good. What I'm saying is usually when you see injuries like that on a child, it is abuse because they're so low to the ground. You know, like when your kid's crawling around and they bump their little heads, their bowling ball heads, or when they bump you when they're, when they're sitting in your lap, like in your eyes water and everything. Their bones are so soft. Like if you ever see a child in a cast, like a baby, no, that's not normal. They didn't fall from a bed and get that. They were dropped. Like it's hard for them to earn their own injuries on their organically, like children, babies, especially within with certain age frame, they limit, they can't harm them on their own selves. It usually takes an adult or an older person. And a black eye, no way. No way. They can see their way around, and they have a better viewpoint of where they're going because they're low to the ground.
That's true. Sorry. Oh, he had a missing toe. This one said he had him.
These poor children.
Wait, let me play this video.
Over 20,000 doctors. We practiced at all top 20.
And we tried to stop it several times.
Interesting name, Mama Bear.
And that's what and now he's not here.
Mama Bear.
Good evening. A family is mourning and trying to fix what they call a broken system. A 5-year-old boy died near Detroit last week. Now his parents are facing criminal charges.
Tonight, the boy's parents say Child Protective Services knew about this abuse. And the boy's family is pushing for a new law improving accountability so another child doesn't die. News 10's Cody Butler is in the newsroom to explain. Cody?
David, Ethan Belcher's aunts say he died last week of blunt force trauma. They are now hoping a proposal just introduced.
All right. See, I'm trying to figure out, because Garnett, you're saying that they sent something to their house, but I think it was sent to a prosecutor, and the prosecutor never sent it out. Like, a prosecutor was supposed to do something. Am I right? Everybody's silent. What the hell?
Ask again, kitten.
I was like confused because Garnett said that they never signed something, but wasn't it the prosecutors that didn't send whatever it was out?
Oh, so you're wondering if the warrant was good or not?
Like, yeah, and the prosecutor just never said it. Like, it wasn't the parents that didn't sign it. Is that what, Garnett? You're on mute. Like, I'm over here.
She's like, I'm
just talking and wondering why you're not listening to me.
I've been trying to tell you for 2 minutes straight.
Absolutely.
I've been there.
Like, I'm just like, wait, what am I?
But you're right. Maybe I misunderstood what he said in that sentence.
Because
I thought that it had been sent out and was returned.
No, like, he didn't send it. Like, the prosecutor didn't do something, and then the police, they wouldn't respond, and then a chief police finally responded.
That's something I really want to look into. I want to know how.
Well,
because in my case, we know that they went to one place and then just walked away. Never checked, never did anything more than that one place.
Yeah.
And the police station you could see the apartment where my kids were from the police station.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And the way that...
and that's very upsetting and concerning to me. So I am interested. And if we don't have an answer today, that's fine. We'll go back and look at it.
Well, it says, okay. Let's listen and see if it says right here.
Juice.
Oh, no?
Yes, no, maybe.
I guess not.
He's like, no, I'm not talking to you now. He's paused me too many times.
Back to you.
I don't have anything to say right now. Let's see if it does it right here.
Including his brother.
We know that child abuse crosses all genders, races, socioeconomic status. It's not kind of somebody else's problem or some neighborhood's problem. It is our problem. And all of us need to work together to stand up for children.
Richards says 5,400 child abuse cases are reported and verified in Wayne County every year. Now that includes Ethan's family. which will work with trauma teams on coping and trying to break the cycle. Brandon Hudson, Fox 2 News.
Okay, that didn't give us anything.
No, it was. He said it before all of that ending there,
Let's go.
and
Like there's always someone tailgating, speeding, swerving in and out of lanes. It's reckless and it's dangerous. And we make those dangerous drivers pay.
That's the Bernstein advantage. 1-800.
Was that a yawn?
This is the house where
Me?
Ethan Belcher spent his
Not
final
you.
moments. Police say that his parents beat him to death. Loved ones
Wait,
say that
can
the
you guys
couple
hear it?
abused him and
Yeah.
his 3-year-old brother constantly. His aunt tried to get him out of this
Okay,
house.
now it won't let me make it
We
big.
want to know what it takes to prevent future tragedies like the one that happened under this roof. Exposed plywood walls, boards over some windows, and no curtains covering others. One look at this house on Spring Garden, and it is hard to believe anyone lived here. But the bikes and toys in the front yard
come
show
forward
children
or
did.
go forward.
Yeah,
It's also
didn't we
home to
already
the
see this one,
unthinkable.
honey?
A suspected
she
case
said
of child
that-
abuse, which
Oh.
led to the death of a 5-year-old boy.
Where?
It's heartbreaking.
Just
You want
try
every
right.
child to
Nope.
have kind of a
Stop.
happy, healthy childhood.
Melanie
back a
Richards
little.
is the director of Kids Talk
Try
Children's
there.
Advocate and heard his 3-year-old brother. Fox 2 spoke to his aunt Wednesday.
This baby suffered some very severe abuse through his life. And I tried to report it last year.
I feel for his aunt.
had
I really
pictures.
do.
I
You can
took them
tell.
to the
Look at her.
hospital
She
myself.
can't even sit
Ashley
still.
Belcher
She wants
says
to
she
kick
tried
ass.
to get Ethan out of his parents' custody but was denied.
Pieces
She
of
filed a
crap.
police report
Okay, I
with
think
Lincoln
it's
Park
coming up.
Police in 2021.
Okay,
In a
get
statement,
ready.
the Lincoln Park Police Chief tells Fox 2, quote, "Everyone was saddened to hear about Ethan and our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. We did have an incident in 2021 where Ethan suffered some minor injuries and CPS had placed the children.
Sorry.
Minor.
The chief went on to say an investigation was conducted and a warrant request
gotta
was sent
mute.
to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for review. Unfortunately, the warrant was denied.
Okay,
But a
so
Stop. Be quiet. You got to listen.
I
Be quiet.
tell me to.
We want to
The
yell.
Wayne
But
County
you was
Prosecutor's
starting to
Office
talk.
says the warrant
I paused it.
the warrant prosecutor's office said Wayne
You-
County Prosecutor's Office says the warrant wasn't denied. It was sent back for further investigation and never returned. More
Okay.
than a year later,
So they were lazy.
Yep. That absolutely. So it went back to their office and just sat in somebody's desk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's such.
And then in between that time, a child died and another one almost did. So way
Well,
to
another
go.
one's forever hurt. You don't recover from watching your brother die.
No, but he is a 3-year-old. So God, with counseling and therapy, hopefully.
I'll tell you, it's a long, long
know.
road.
I know. I come from an abusive background where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand. I'm no way saying this child didn't have it rough. I'm very grateful that he.
Yeah, but you are
was,
right.
you know.
Children are very resilient.
Yeah.
I
No.
it's a long road that he doesn't deserve to have to travel.
Not at all. And I get that. And hopefully, with the resources that we have today, where you can, get.
See, I don't
counseling
have
over the
any
phone.
faith. I don't have not one bit of faith because his brother's dead
Right.
and he's in the same system that
Right.
let his brother die.
Well, guess what? Here's the thing about that. His brother died because the system failed him. They don't get a second chance when something like that happens. Everyone gets fired and new people get to come in.
No,
And-
Gabriel's people didn't get fucking fired.
I was going to say, I wish it was that way, Faye. I
then
really,
you
really do.
Anthony Avelos, the same
See-
fucking social workers, if they would have got fired,
I
then
did a sh-
Anthony would have never
Right.
died.
I
Ugh.
did a show the other night on resources that law enforcement doesn't use, like VICAP and at the FBI, and how people are like, the whole runaway thing where they don't report, oh, your kid must have run away, and they
Yeah.
walk out, or you have to wait 48 hours to report a missing person, which is ridiculous. Like, why don't they reverse that? Why don't they reverse? You have to report a runaway 48 hours later than the missing persons. Because if anyone believes that in this day and age, that a child of they actually accused the West Memphis 3 victims, these 3 8-year-old boys, of being runaways. Really? 8-year-old boys out there running away. They're gonna survive on what they get their own apartment and then get a job.
Right.
And,
Nobody asked questions about an 8-year-old trying to rent an apartment.
And the father was like, they believe in the Easter Bunny. Are you kidding? They're scared of the dark. They sleep with nightlights on. How can they? What? Like, if any cop, if your child ever goes missing, and you know your own children, if they don't show up for dinner, they're either eating at someone else's house and they're running to yours to eat seconds to eat your dinner, or something's wrong. You know your own kid.
You do. You know your children. Yes.
Yes. So if a cop ever walks into your home and says, ma'am, he probably ran away, and I could see why, or some bullshit like that, you tell that cop, I want you out of my house, and I'm going to get one in here that will help me find mine.
I will turn into that. What's that movie where that guy and he goes and finds the traffickers his damn self?
You know what I'm saying? Do you remember the story of Johnny Gosh? I think it's Johnny Gosh. Yes, where his mother was like, the cop was like, I can see why your kid ran away because you're such a bitch. And she was like, oh, did you just say that in my house? And he was like, yeah, do you need me to repeat it? And she was like, you see that door? You can go out and don't let the door hit you on the way. I mean, she was so mad. But she ended up uncovering a pedo ring. And that guy was part of it. Like, outrageous, right? Don't ever let law enforcement tell you no or tell you your kid ran away. It's ridiculous. Kids in today's society cannot support themselves. They cannot raise themselves, not in this digital age. No way. So don't ever accept no as an answer. That's my message to you guys. There, I'm done ranting. I'm sorry, Lexi.
No, it's true. It's, in Arctic always speaks about changing that, because we talk about a lot of cases where, like, cops, they just say, oh, you have to run away, and he
that is the cheapest excuse ever. They've done that they did that in the 70s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
Case was in the 70s or 80s. Misty, what was her name, Garnett? When I got a hold of that guy that thought he solved the Green River Killer, and
I don't remember the name.
Misty,
and I like her last name.
She was 15 and she was on her way home. Misty.
Who she solved the Green River Killer?
No, this guy. Oh, it's so confusing.
It is confusing.
Let me find the name first. Misty, runaway, Green River. Shit.
I was gonna say.
I don't think shit's her last name.
Misty Coatsy. So she ran away. Her and her friend were like at a fair. She calls her mom. She's like, hey, I don't have a ride. We missed the bus. Her friend ends up getting a ride from like a 27-year-old who was accused of being a pedophile, but he never got charged. Anyway, so she ends up like calling this 18-year-old that's like obsessed with her, but he says, oh, I don't have any gas to pick you up. And so she's like, okay, I'll walk home. She never makes it home, and her mom are so close, like super close. Her dad left, and her and her mom were like the only ones they had each other or whatever. And so the police wouldn't believe her. They didn't start investigating until 6 months later. Now, the guy, the 18-year-old that she had called, the night that she disappeared, he drove 100 miles to his grandmother's house, who had acres and acres of land and wasn't home at the time. Then he drove back. But they were like, I thought you didn't have any gas money. But they never investigated him. He took a polygraph. Didn't he fail it, Garnett?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Or inconclusive, probably.
So the cops, they kept telling the mom, like, this guy came in and he was obsessed with this one guy. He swore he was the Green River Killer, right? And so he met the mom and he was like, no, she didn't run away. I know the Green River Killer did this, and he made it into the news. Like, he's really fucking weird though. I talked to him for like 2 weeks. Like, he talks to the Green River Killer, like he's talks to his lawyers, and he still doesn't think it's him. Gary Ridgway.
Wow, he talks to Gary Ridgway.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like he's
And
You
his
have to be kind
legal
of weird to
defense.
talk to him.
he's very like, and he swears that he did this, but so they end up finding, he gets the police to investigate finally, and he's like, I know where the clothes are going to be. And so they're walking down this area where they've already walked before, and they find her pants, her socks.
Oh no.
And but they still didn't have, he's like, whatever. They drove Gary Ridgway past the area where they found that. And you know, he told where his victims, like where he put them.
Right.
And he didn't even mention that area. So they're like, no, he didn't do this. Like, he never admitted to it. She was never found. It's still an open case. Like, I spoke
So
to her
who
father.
you think it was the person? Who do you think it was?
I don't know. There was so many people. Like, I think it was that 18-year-old that.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, we both agreed with the 18-year-old because
he
he
said
was.
blacked out. He was like, I don't even remember,
Yeah.
driving to my grandmother's house, and
Yes, that's so sketchy sounding.
and he just got divorced. He like beat his wife, and
So
I don't
then, that's a stressor, right?
Yeah.
That's an
Right.
added stressor. Mm-hmm.
So it's still an open case. Her father thinks that she's alive. Her mother actually died after being the only one for her. She was a really bad alcoholic, and she passed away. And yeah, it's sad. But yeah, so they want to investigate because for 6 months they said, she didn't take anything with her. She was on her way home.
See, that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, you're just being lazy police officers.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to investigate because what you won't do, I'm going to find a cop that's hungry to do it.
She went to like so many different, because they were fighting. It was the place where she went missing was like a different district than where she lived. So the two districts were like, I'm not taking this. And then the one was like, I'm not. Huh.
That's crazy to me.
Hold on, you guys, real quick. I'll be right back. I'll check them right now. I gotta check.
Garnet, you feel me, right? Like, if it's their children, they're going to be having all kinds of people out looking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Screw that. It's unfair.
Well, and it's a lot of times, especially in the small communities, not even just the fact that, if it was theirs, but it's also a name. Oh, this family's nothing but trouble. I don't care what happened. She ran away because you're nothing but trouble.
Right.
She's not our worry now. And that's sad, but sometimes that's the way they look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely, I don't know. I sometimes get lost in all the misconduct and the prejudice in the system.
I'm becoming more woke to it. Does that make sense?
It does.
I used to believe in, like, if you're a defendant and you're guilty, until I became one, until I was falsely accused of a crime I didn't commit. And when I sat in that defendant seat and I saw the way that people were looking at me, I was guilty. I could tell that people were looking at me just because I was the defendant, that I was guilty. And I was like, and I wanted to be in law enforcement. I wanted to be in the FBI. I wanted to do all of these things. And I was like, holy shit.
It's sad. It's sad when you
botched system.
Yes.
I'm innocent, people. Like, I had to prove a year of my life. I had to go through proving I was innocent when I was. And people could tell I was. I mean, the judge was like, ma'am, I am so sorry. But I'm sorry that you have to go through this, but this is what the system is like. And I'm like, okay.
What's sad is that money can buy you out of so much of that. whether you're right or wrong. You know, if you have a wealthy defendant, the wheels of justice turn just a little different.
Yeah.
Oh, the video's ready?
Yes. Would you like to watch it?
Yes.
It's not very long, but it's it just kind of, you know, you want to share your screen, or how do you want to do it?
Wait, do I share? What is it? What am
It's
I?
called The Tragedy of Ethan. It's on my page. If you want to go to my page, and you can share it that way, or however you want to do it. Go to 50 Shades of Faye.
I put 50 Shades of Gray.
Well, that's my hair today.
Well, you said that we might want to be 18 or over.
Yeah. It's just a little tribute. I included some news in there, and just, you know, emotionally how I feel about it, because
Right.
All right. Let me share my screen.
And I'll mute.
He's always giving me what I say. Smile, taking a picture of me, you know. He loves pictures. He just loves being with his brother and just showing how happy they always were together.
With t-shirts showing off that big smile and reading "Justice for Ethan Belcher," the 5-year-old's aunts led the vigil held on Spring Garden Street, the same street that Ethan was found dead inside of a home on.
Over here to remember the little things that made a special place in our heart. To remember those happy times when we laughed.
Since Ethan's heart-wrenching passing, these women have been powerhouses, mourning him deeply and fighting for his memory passionately.
He's just a 5-year-old little boy who wanted to live life, and it was taken way too short by his parents. That's what hurts so bad.
Ethan was found dead on January 22nd from physical abuse and torture. His own mother and stepfather are now facing murder, torture, and child abuse charges. Ethan's aunts say they called Child Protective Services more than a dozen times to report Ethan and his 3-year-old little brother being abused. But the caseworkers failed to keep the little boy safe.
We get choked up every time I think about his poor little face.
As these aunts continue to mourn, they're also working with State Senator Jim Runestand to introduce a bill for media and state leaders to have more access to information to stop tragedies like this and bring greater oversight of CPS.
We just wanted to do something to help raise awareness for this poor baby.
And that they did. These aunts say that they know Ethan is now safe in heaven in the arms of his granny and papa. While they're still here, they'll continue to fight to protect other bright little boys just like Ethan.
I hope we could call Child Protective Services. I hope that they'll listen, and I hope that they respond.
Family members are gathering tonight to remember 5-year-old Ethan Belcher. He's the victim killed in what prosecutors are calling a case of abuse. Jacqueline Franson joins us live from Detroit's east side, where a vigil for the child is just getting underway. Jacqueline?
Yeah, Pamela, a lot of emotion out here tonight. Things are just getting started. The candles are lit. You can hear that music behind me. One of the hardest parts for family, they say, about being here tonight is the fact that the house that they're outside of right now is where police say child abuse was happening. Those allegations, so troubling, as we've been reporting the story for the last few weeks. I do want to show you 5-year-old Ethan Belcher. He was found dead in his home here on January 22nd. Ethan's mom and stepdad are charged in his murder. Prosecutors saying they beat and tortured him along with other kids living at this home. It's a troubling case of child abuse that's got the attention of lawmakers in Lansing, as people want to know how this could have happened, especially after extended family members who are here tonight reported the abuse to CPS and police 18 months ago. Local 4 has since learned that Lincoln
I forgot I put those in.
abuse investigation.
I was in such a rush, I didn't have a chance to
Thing
put
kind of
the
in there.
closing stream.
That was so cute. I love that. How
Did you? Are you sure?
Yes.
I was in such a rush. I didn't have a chance to. Plus, I had to download it 4 million times because the first one I misspelled his name.
How
And
the heck
like,
can you do
yeah.
that, girl? I need to learn how to edit.
Oh,
I use a
Faye, you're
program.
really, really good at it.
I
Oh,
know.
thank you. I appreciate that. I
Sorry,
really
I'm trying
do.
to get my cats to stop freaking fighting. Stop.
I didn't realize I had his house and then the picture of his. I was so like, okay, I want to put a couple of news clips in that I didn't even realize that I had
was
his. Yeah, the images in there of the house and the.
Girl, that was really. I need to learn how to edit. You need
use
to.
Canva.
We just need. Hey, I can't figure Canva out for the life of me.
But that's what I use for the thumbnails. I just don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, you just click on video and just go for it.
Faye, we need to start having like Friday craft days where you teach us how to do this shit.
Oh, I love craft day. Yes, I
Like,
agree.
absolutely.
We can come into StreamYard under private and just go nuts.
Right.
I'll show you guys everything. Yeah, we don't need to go live. We can just go private and just come in and yeah, absolutely. I'm down. I'm downtown, Julie Brown.
That was so sad. That little girl. Oh.
I know.
This case is breaking my heart. You guys just like to trick me because
It reminds me of, like you said, Orion.
it is so much like Orion's case, only with a twist.
better
I
way,
mean, because
though, to
Orion's
show-
case has a twist.
What better way though for us to tell people, like a child to say stop hurting me than a child?
Right?
And I hate it that one thing I can't stand is when horror movies use children, like in horror scary movies. I hate that they do that because it desensitizes people, right, to childhood
It
violence.
absolutely does.
Yes, I wish there
It
was
does.
a law that just said no, but that showed me, okay, let's let the children and I'm surprised that Canva even had that because I said, child
Right.
abuse, and then that popped up.
Oh my
And yeah, so but it took so long to download, and then I kept noticing mistakes, and I was like, oh boy. So
You
3.5
did really
minutes
well.
took 2
You
hours.
did. I loved
Thank
it.
you. Thanks, guys.
You said 2 hours?
Yes, dear.
Oh my God.
See, it would take me 3 days and still not look that good.
Yeah, it would definitely
Oh,
be.
don't be so hard on yourself. Once you guys get the hang of it, you'll be really good.
Well,
And you could, Lexi, you learn fast. You
not
really
at
do.
these types of things. Like, I am so not creative in any type of way. Like crafting
I think you
and
are.
all of that is not my deal. It's not my thing.
Lexi's got all the heart in the world, though. That's
Yeah, see, that's what makes her passionate is her care, is her
Yes.
heart. And I think that it will show, like, how she does those 30-second vids.
Yes.
That is what she could edit. She could just upload a video like you do on TikTok. You know how they do the filters and everything through Canva, and she could pimp those out. Oh my God, it would be amazing.
Yeah, I stopped doing those. I want to start doing those again, but I was
What are you eating?
I'm eating my vape.
I'm eating my vape too.
okay.
What are you not eating? Are you not vaping?
Well, I've got my vape, but I don't know why I thought she was eating something, but I'm on my phone, so.
Oh,
the Sakura grape.
Mine's mint of dement.
Is it just mint? Like, is that good?
Yeah, girl.
I was
It
gonna
is-
get it the other day,
yes.
but I was like, just mint? Like, is it like a?
It's like one of those that tastes like the candy mints, the thin
Yeah.
mints. Mm-hmm.
Because I do Newport, so I need something that's like mint.
Yes, then
There-
you want that.
Yeah.
You want that. I used to smoke Marble menthols.
Oh.
And then I got and then I changed from those to the Jewel menthol, and then went to these.
So now, do you just vape then?
Yep.
See, that's where I need to get to.
Yeah. I smoked since I was 14. And 3
Well,
years ago, I finally stopped.
see, I need to. I need to.
It's
Wow.
been 2 years. I mean, yeah, 2 years you stopped?
3 years. Yeah.
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
And I never thought I would, but once you do, it changes your whole outlook. You're like, wow, you can smell it on people. Your taste changes, and then you get attitude. Like when people do smoke, you're like, oh,
My uncle that just passed, oh my God, he smoked for like 40 fucking years and he quit like 2 years before he passed. And he was the most, like every time I would come around, he'd be like, oh, you stink. Like I smell that cigarette. And I'm like, excuse me, sir. Like you just stopped smoking and you're acting like this, like so disgusting. He's like, it is. Like I can smell it on you. And oh my God, it was hysterical. I was like, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I can smell it when the hubs is brewing a pot of coffee. When he just before we got the Keurig, he would just put a scoop of coffee in, and I could smell all the way in my bedroom. And my head would pop up. Coffee? Be like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like,
So you can
smell
like
that.
everything. Yeah, everything
Yeah.
is different, right? Like you can.
Yeah.
I definitely want to stop, but I don't know. Maybe one day.
Did you ever find out what county this Ethan's story happened in? Because I really think I would love.
It was Detroit, Michigan. It was.
I would love to be able really quick. Maybe I can find it.
After one look at the house on Spring Garden, Detroit, Michigan.
So just stick it in your search.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pause or go on
Here's
mute.
the address.
Okay, go ahead, give it, please, and thank you.
Hold on, let me open it on my notepad. Do you want to replace this? Oh no, I just replaced open. No.
It's okay, I'll find it. But I'm gonna mute.
I just erased my whole notes.
It's okay, kitten. I got it.
I'm so mad. Like, what did I? And I didn't even save it replace it with anything. It's just a blank screen.
Oh no.
I don't need them, but like, I just worked hard on that. No. Yeah.
So now, when is the trial set for this case?
It said their first their first court date was, hold on. Oh, they were known to the police.
Well, of course they were.
Okay, it doesn't say.
We'll have to look into that. I'd like to follow that and see what exactly they end up with.
100 cigarette burns. That is crazy. They are charged with 2 counts each of first-degree child abuse, with second count stemming from the non-fatal abuse allegedly inflicted on Ethan's 3-year-old brother. Wayne County. Okay, can you hear me? It's Wayne County.
Yeah, I got it. I'm getting the sheriff's office, and then I'm gonna. I got both links. What I was gonna suggest is, I got CPS right now. Is maybe if you wanted to include links in your, I don't know if you're comfortable with it or not, but I would ask people to call or just send letters to say why, justice for Ethan, because I think that that's fair, being that they ignored Ethan.
Oh my!
You know what I'm saying? What? Did you delete something else?
No, it's saying it doesn't say there's a court date, but it says that.
Why would they have a court date? Did they plead
details-
innocent?
It says details about the case came out during an arraignment for the couple Wednesday. So, in some text messages,
Oh my God.
they said that they were going to beat the dog shit out of that and then
Yeah, they're done. They can't plead shit. They're gonna plead it. They're gonna show up to plead guilty.
And then she wrote she was going to slam their kids so hard their heads will pop off.
Oh my God.
What is wrong with that woman?
Who says that?
Look at her, and she's over here crying in the fucking picture. Like, you dumb bitch, you're about to.
She's crying because she got caught.
Yeah, she not crying because of what she did.
Anthony Avelos' mom, she already got her fucking head bashed in, and we had the picture. One of my friends went to court, and she has a big ass gash. Oh, my thing. Gash in her fucking head. Like, these people don't understand. Like, you are going to die in there. Ugh. This bitch has the fucking nerve to cry. When is the court? I don't know.
I mean, does it matter? Because they're gonna plead guilty.
I hope they plead guilty.
They have to. They're dead to rights guilty.
Honey, just because they have to doesn't mean they will.
I know, but
they what's them
really all we need right now is video. They admitted it. We've got text records. We have the autopsy. We've got the physical proof.
Right.
Right?
I
You've
get
got a
it. I get
surviving
it.
3-year-old. You've got the sister of the mother. I mean, you've got reports.
Faye, you got to remember what I went through. So I know. I know it's not always guaranteed.
You would think, but it's really just insane. Like, they pled. I always bring up Anthony because that case is really close to me, but they pled not guilty. Like, and it was obvious, 18 calls to the fucking CPS, family, 911 at their house all the time. Like,
Sometimes they do that though, right until the last minute.
It's disturbing. It is. You said the CPS information to put it what?
I put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay.
The link, and now I'm gonna drop the Wayne County Sheriff's Office. If anyone's interested, I'm just saying, if you want to copy and paste it, you can. I'm gonna put it in my video because I think it's important.
Well, and it is important. I mean, something needs to change with these laws.
Yeah,
Here,
well,
I'll
with
put
that
it here,
department.
and I'll also put it in the description. So,
Yeah, there
okay.
you go. Ooh, get it.
Wait, I have to wait till we're done, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's okay. I'm gonna do the same thing on my little vid.
I was supposed to do. I gotta take Anthony's video off because I always do this. I always run over the time, and I have a video set.
Oh crap!
But I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Sunday at 9 p.m. Okay. Did you get a good nap, Alicia? I want to take a nap.
Me too. No, I don't.
Let's
Not
all
really.
take a nap.
I took a nap earlier.
Lucky.
Was it a good one?
It was,
I love good naps.
you know. I'm getting older, so, I don't nap the same. I don't sleep
Did you
the
say
same.
it was ghetto?
What?
It sounded like she said it was ghetto. Her nap.
Was it a ghetto nap?
It was a ghetto nap.
It was ghetto.
Now that I'm old,
I haven't eaten. Okay.
Oh my God.
It was a ghetto nap.
It was a ghetto nap.
I want a ghetto nap. It sounds good.
Well, in about 20 years, honey, I guarantee you the naps don't hit the same.
In 20 years, I will be able to finally nap with nobody waking me up or disturbing me.
Yeah, you think that. As my son just walked in the room.
Why do you hate me so much? I I love you, Lawrence. I told you to come live with me.
With this trade.
I know. I told your mom that we're trading.
I would take Phoenix in a heartbeat.
Okay, well then
He's my little lover.
send Lawrence, and then I'm gonna send.
Mom.
I have to take 2.
Well, you could take Alyssa. Alyssa, she's the preteen, so you.
No, I'll take Sophie. She's still got a few good years left.
Look at what I can do.
All right,
what I
Fox
can
and
do.
Sophie for me. And
Lawrence, what is that show? It's like a comedy show where they're like, "Look what I can do," and then he does a little flip out thing.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh, what's up? I have no clue what you're talking about.
He's like, "Look what I can do." Let me look it up.
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna YouTube it.
You guys are killing me.
Oh, Stuart.
I want to know if I know
Stuart,
that.
that's it. That's
Oh
it.
my God, let me play this because this is what.
Your
Sophia
bottle's
just-
screaming.
Yes.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
This is what Sophia literally just did.
Look what I can do.
Okay, look what I can do right here. Sophia just did. Wait, what is this one?
Are you guys live right
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my
You
screen.
little fuck
Get
out.
off of here, and this is what we were talking about because he used to crack me the fuck up. Oh my God, cats, calm it down. Okay.
25 through 35, now boarding.
You don't remember this show, Garnett?
Not really.
That's not yours. No! That's not yours to play with. No! That is the property of the airlines, and that is.
The foot. Foot.
Stop that right now.
Oh my God.
That is not a toy. So where'd you give that back? Go and give it back. Let me do it. Can you please hurry? Fine. Look what I can do.
We are going to get a copyright strike, guys.
Not if you run a little banner that says, "Hey, this is falls into the Fair Use Act," and we're commenting.
Right, right.
You guys remember that? I cannot believe I used
Yes, I love that. And my husband went through a period where he could do that. But it was funny as hell.
Oh my God.
That was great.
Lawrence.
She'll grow out of it.
Lawrence.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Hiding behind my dog.
When is our next show, dude?
Our next show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm busy tomorrow, and it's really hard to get me during the week, so I would assume next weekend.
Put me on your schedule, okay?
All right.
Because he's so busy.
Pencil her in.
Pencil me in, and then you let me know.
All right.
All right, you guys. Well, I have to go pay my children that I don't have attention. So, does anyone else have anything to say?
Thank you for having me on. It was an absolute pleasure.
And
thank
it
you
was
for
very nice
sharing this
having you.
case.
Yes,
Aw.
thank you for coming on. We need to
Yeah,
get
my
more
pleasure. Yes, I agree. And like I said, I wouldn't have known anything about this case had it not been for you, Lexi. I really appreciate you sharing that.
It was for
And
Andrew. I don't know. I think his name. Yeah, Andrew. Like Andrew 1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah.
But that's who it's from.
Yeah, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Get this video around, let people know, educate. That's the only way that we can get these lazy officers and people out of people who do not belong in CPS out, is to make people aware of what's going on. And that is, in my opinion, the laziest, lamest, horrid excuse of people where they're allowing our children to die.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm
yeah.
so sick of telling these stories. Like,
Yeah. right? Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, let me think real quick.
But thank you for having me, ladies. And I shall, until next time, I
Guys,
shall see you later.
make sure you go over and give Faye a like and a share there.
Aw.
You know, make sure you hit her up.
Hold on.
Oh, thank
Here's
you.
her- That's how you do the links, right? That's Is that how you do it?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Is that how you do it? I never do it.
Yeah, you did it. You did it.
Okay,
That helps me out.
subscribe.
Thank you, you big sweetie.
Aw.
Big sweetheart.
Thank you guys for coming, Barbara, Alicia, Mama Bear, wherever you went. I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming. And I will talk to you two later.
Yes.
All right. Love ya.
Love you guys. See you later.